All right, let's dive into something I'm sure we've all thought about. Friends.
Oh, yeah.
But we're not just going to reminisce about the good old days. We're getting strategic today.
Okay.
We're taking a cue from this text, how rich people choose friends. It's actually originally in Chinese, so, it's going to be good.
All right. Yeah, of course. Definitely.
Okay, maybe not, but it makes you wonder, can our friendships actually, influence our success?
Well, what I find so intriguing about this idea is it's not about, using people or only being friends with those who can, give us something.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that the people we're always around can either lift us up or, kind of hold us back.
Yeah, it's like they're almost like our own personal board of advisors.
Right.
But instead of, suits and briefcases, it's game nights and late night chats.
Exactly.
And the first group this book talks about is Friends with Promise. And it kind of sounds a little bit like a matchmaking service. But really what it is these are the folks who embody the qualities that we wish we had more of in ourselves.
They're like walking, talking vision boards.
Yeah.
Because we know we unconsciously pick up habits, attitudes, all that stuff from those around us.
Oh, totally.
So being around someone who is constantly striving, always looking at the bright side,
yeah,
it rubs off on you.
It does, yeah. And it reminds me of this story in the text. It talks about Sarah, who's this artist who's in a bit of a creative rut. And then she meets Jack. He's another artist who's just hustling. He's promoting his work. He exudes this contagious energy.
Right.
And Sarah, she sees his drive and it's like a light bulb goes off in her head.
Totally.
Wait, I could be pushing myself way further.
It's that if they can do it, I can do it too mentality.
Yeah.
And the best part is they start doing weekly critiques for each other.
Oh, wow.
Pushing each other to improve, that's like positive peer pressure in action.
I love that.
And so this text, it calls out 3 key traits of these friends with promise. And that can-do spirit, like Jack has, is one of them.
It's like having your own personal cheerleader, but instead of pom-poms, they've got paintbrushes.
Exactly.
Or in the case of another example from the text, maybe a killer brainstorming session.
Well, tell me more.
It talks about a guy named Mark.
Okay.
And he sounds like, that friend that we all wish we had, the eternal optimist.
Oh,
Mark.
Yeah, right. When his team hit a wall, he was like, come on, guys, focused on solutions.
Yeah.
His positive energy helped them unlock this wave of creativity.
And that optimism, it's not just helpful for Mark.
Right.
It becomes a resource for everyone around him.
Yeah.
That's a key theme that we see throughout this whole text, is the impact that our personal qualities actually have on our social circle.
Yeah, that's true.
And the third trait that they highlight is superb learning abilities.
Ooh.
So think of that friend who's always taking a class or reading a new book, just soaking up knowledge like a sponge. Oh, I love those friends.
Right. And so the text gives an example of someone named Emma who's like this.
Okay.
She's constantly exploring new things. Coding one day, pottery the next.
Wow, that's cool.
I know, right?
That's the kind of friend who makes you want to step outside of your comfort zone a little bit more.
Yes.
Try something new, maybe dust off that old guitar, or finally sign up for that online cooking course.
Right.
It really highlights how being surrounded by people who are passionate about learning can help us reignite our own curiosity.
Absolutely.
So we've got these friends with promise who are like a shot of espresso for our goals and aspirations.
Yes.
But this text doesn't stop there.
Okay.
It dives into the importance of mutual benefit in friendships.
Okay.
It's not just about what our friends can do for us, but
Right.
what we can do for them as well.
It's a two-way street.
Exactly.
The most fulfilling relationships, they involve this healthy give and take.
It's true, yeah. And it makes me think about this dynamic duo in the text, Lisa and Tom. They're both entrepreneurs, but with completely different skill sets.
Okay.
So Lisa's the marketing whiz.
Got it.
Tom, he's the tech genius.
Okay.
They join forces, they pool their talents, and boom,
There it is.
they build this incredibly successful business together.
It's that classic, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
They each brought something so unique, and both benefited tremendously from that partnership.
Absolutely. Proof that sometimes two heads, or in this case, two skill sets, are better than one.
I like that.
And it doesn't even always have to be about launching a business or some creative endeavor.
Okay.
The text also talks about this friend group who decides to train for a marathon together.
Oh, wow.
They're all supporting each other.
Yeah.
Having that shared goal, that built-in support system,
Yeah.
it's what motivates them to keep going, even when it gets tough.
Totally. Yeah, it really is amazing what we can accomplish when, like, you're not having to go through it alone.
Totally.
Having people to cheer us on, hold us accountable. It makes a world of difference.
It's like having a built-in support system for your goals. But this text takes things even further with this concept of seeking out friends of high standards. And no, it's not about being a snob or like only hanging out with people who have the perfect Instagram feeds.
Yeah, no.
This is different.
Okay.
It's about being intentional about surrounding ourselves with people who have like strong values and strive for excellence in their own lives.
Right. And think about it. We're constantly like being told what success looks like.
Oh, yeah.
What it means to be cool.
Totally.
But when you're around people who hold themselves to a higher standard, who prioritize like integrity, personal growth, it can be a powerful like antidote to all of that noise.
It's like they're quietly reminding you of what truly matters.
Exactly.
And this text, they break it down into specific areas like seeking out friends with wisdom.
Okay.
And they give this example of Maya, who's described as just this like amazing source of life advice.
Got it.
Imagine you're facing a tough decision, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a career crossroads or a relationship dilemma.
Right.
And you have a Maya in your life, someone who's been there, learned the lessons, can offer you the wisdom of their experience.
Having that kind of perspective can be so invaluable.
It's true.
Especially, in our world where everything is so fast-paced and constantly changing.
Right, like having a guide through all the ups and downs, someone to help you navigate like the inevitable challenges with a little more grace and resilience.
Yes.
It's like a shortcut through some of life's tougher lessons.
I like that.
And it makes you realize that wisdom isn't just about age,
Right.
It's about accumulating all those experiences, learning from both the good and the bad.
Totally.
But this text doesn't just talk about seeking wisdom. They also emphasize surrounding yourself with talented individuals.
I like it.
And they tell the story of Alex. Okay. This musician, his passion for his craft was just so infectious, it inspired everyone around him. Wow. They even talk about these late night jam sessions where everyone's just feeding off each other's energy and creativity.
I don't know about you, but that image just really resonates with me.
Totally.
There's something so magical about like seeing someone in their element, totally immersed in their craft.
It makes you want to, dust off that old guitar.
Yes.
Sign up for that dance class you've been putting off. All those things you've always wanted to do but haven't gotten around to yet.
Exactly.
But here's what really struck me.
Okay.
The text highlights like cultivated character as this key high standard to look for in friends.
Interesting.
It's not just about being talented or successful.
Right.
It's about being a good human.
Yeah.
They share a story of Julia.
Okay.
Who's incredibly active in her community.
Oh, wow.
Always volunteering, giving back.
That's awesome.
And it says her compassion, it's contagious. Her friends see her actions.
Right.
And they're inspired to get more involved, too.
It's a powerful reminder that actions speak louder than words.
Yes.
We can talk about wanting to make a difference all day long.
Right.
But when we see someone actually like living those values, it challenges us.
Right.
It challenges us to do the same.
It sets the bar high, but in a good way.
Totally.
And it brings us to what I think is like the most profound takeaway from this whole text.
Okay.
It ends with this simple but so powerful statement: become the friend you seek.
It's so simple, but it's so profound, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a call to action. It's like this reminder that we have the power to create the friendships we want.
Totally.
By being the qualities that we admire in others.
It's almost like a challenge to look inward and ask yourself, am I the kind of friend that I would want to have?
Exactly.
It makes you realize, like, it's not just about finding those incredible friends.
Right.
It's about actually cultivating those qualities in yourself.
Yes.
Becoming the type of person who attracts those, like, inspiring, supportive connections.
Exactly. It shifts that perspective from seeking to becoming.
Yeah.
It's much more like proactive.
Right.
We're not just hoping to stumble upon these amazing friendships.
Right.
We're creating the conditions for them to like really flourish.
Yeah. And it's like that saying,
What's that?
we attract what we are.
Oh, yeah.
Like if we want to be around all this wisdom and talent and good character, we got to embody it ourselves.
Totally. And that doesn't mean we need to be perfect.
Of course not.
Or have it all figured out.
Right.
It's about, striving for that growth.
Yeah.
Being open to learning from things and like showing up authentically.
Yeah. And maybe that's the most empowering message here.
I think so.
We're not just passive bystanders in our own lives.
We have the power.
We can shape our social circles.
Yes.
Create a life that's full of those, like, meaningful connections.
It starts with becoming the type of friend that we want to attract.
It does. It all starts there.
Yeah.
So as we're kind of wrapping up this deep dive into how our friendships shape our success and happiness, one final question for you.
Hit me.
What qualities do you admire most in your own friends?
Ooh, that's a good one.
And more importantly, what kind of friend are you trying to be?
Ooh.
Because maybe, just maybe, that's where it all starts.
Love that. I love that.
Becoming one ourselves.